Welcome back to another week of Spring 2025 Anime Tier List. What are we doing? Rating the most recent episodes based on how I felt about it. I think we have 2 weeks left, right? I think that not all the animes are ending at the same time, but roughly 2 weeks left, and I think a lot of these animes are about to conclude. Now, let's always talk about the garbage shit that no one really cares about in the beginning. And low-key, I honestly, these are kind of weak right now. Let's talk about this one too. What else is really weak? This is kind of weak. This is an interesting kind of week. As usual, Summer Pockets. Summer Pockets always so garbage, bro. Always so garbage. Look at this shit. This is 2 weeks ago, and this is a week ago. I really want to drop this shit, bro. It is a garbage fucking anime in terms of how much the audience cares about it. I don't even know why I'm still watching it. The only reason is because there's like an empty slot on Mondays. And I low-key... What if I just drop it today and we just finish Grand Blue and watch Dress Up Darling? I think that'd be better, man. I just don't give a fuck. To think that like Summer Pockets is also gonna pick up, like, is also ridiculous. Why did I abruptly stop reacting to Orb? Because no one fucking watches it. What do you think we're doing right now? This is a tier list video that I'm recording. Go watch the tier list video for that season to understand exactly what's going on. This is the entire method which I tell you guys. Are people watching? Are people not watching? Why should I keep making videos on a topic no one even cares about on my channel? I'm probably gonna finish the arc. I think that I kind of want to just drop it too. The more I think about it, the more I realize that, like, man, I don't want to watch this. Why should I keep watching it? There's no reason. There's no reason. It doesn't matter if there's a fan service girl. There's two separate reasons. If you're only gonna watch this anime for fucking fan service, you are the most garbage quality of audience I ever want. I don't want you here. That's why I drop Coomer shows like Takamine-san. It's trash. They only care about the titties. They don't watch the actual episodes. Now, on top of that, the idea that people will somehow come back because a specific arc is hype, that's also just wrong too. That never happens. There has never been a case where an anime that is lackluster, that has killed its momentum, somehow gets picked back up magically. It's not gonna be significant. I low-key really want to drop this shit. I'm honestly just kind of getting mad thinking about this fucking garbage. Why shouldn't I? Today, it's MHA. It's My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Well, remember, every day there's 5 slots of edited content. One is always for the cartoon, so there's 4 for the main channel. So usually Mondays is gonna be MHA Vigilantes, Summer Pockets, and something else. 2 slots, usually community series. And I think that 2 community series is a decent balance. It is. 3, I think, is a bit excessive because now you're thinking about uploading it on a schedule at what? I like to space it out in 12-hour intervals, right? Having it 3 episodes in one day makes no sense. Means that I have to do extra YouTube content to kind of pad for time because I don't want to, I want to space out the individual episode reactions, right? So the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't like this shit. This is a waste of fucking time. I don't care about the conclusion of this dumbass fucking girl. I hate this anime. The more I think about it, the more I realize how much I fucking hate this anime. Not because the anime is bad, but because how much you have disrespected this anime and how much no one even cares about it. Drop this shit. I'm done. I'm fucking done. The more I think about it, the more I'm getting fucking upset. In terms of the last episode of how well it did, not well it did, the actual revelations, I probably put it at good, right? The Tsumugi revelation, the domain expansion, Summer Pockets, okay. I probably could have read good. But you know what? The more I think about it, the more I realize, fuck this anime, I'm done. Garbage fucking show in terms of engagement. No one actually cares about it. This idea that it's just gonna magically come back because that, like, somehow it's just gonna get fan service again. fucking retarded. Never has that ever happened for any fucking series in 4 years of doing anime reactions. And if you're gonna say, I can't believe you dropped it before the fan service arc, again, you're not even fucking listening to what I'm saying. The more I think about it, the more I'm pissed off I'm getting. Holy fuck. Alright, next up. Boy-girl friendship, low-key, is so fraudulent too. It is. Like, this shit only does well when there is something to be mad about. But like these recent episodes where it's like more, I think that you can definitely tell a drastic drop off right over here, right? You can clearly tell that like by this episode, things were pretty damn good. We're averaging like 4K around that 200 benchmark. And then people dropped this anime right here when the story actually got real for the actual plot points rather than the stupid blue-haired bitch, you know, crashing out. So that's the reason why like people don't watch this anymore. And I mean, it's a gimmick, right? I understand. I'm not gonna drop it though. I'm gonna finish this off. We're pretty much at the end. I think that Boy Girl most recent episode low-key mid. Because if you really think about it, the pacing was all over the place. It felt incredibly rushed. It felt incredibly out of place. The entire episode I'm just watching, there's literally nothing to commentate about. And then the only part that mattered was the last 5 minutes with Himari like trying to confess, but getting mad that this guy who's been pranked for like 9,000 times, suddenly she's like, I can't believe you do this to me. I can't believe that I lied to you for 9,000 times and this one time suddenly, like, you won't believe me. What a dumbass bitch. But that's the episode. Straight up, it is the entire episode is just rushed pacing garbage and then trying to like do a cliffhanger at the very end, which kind of got spicy. Next up, Shiunji family. Shiunji family also just pretty bad. It's okay. It's hanging on. I think that the most recent episode is really bad though. I think it is. I think that the most recent episode was like actually like it's the pacing, man. Nothing fucking happened. They like if this was a pacing issue of being way too fast and not having people be able to appreciate the entire story narrative, this one is nothing is happening. The entire episode is just stalling and trying to figure out where did this girl go, and she's just walking around the mountains. That's it. If you truly believe that the most recent episode was like the best Shiunji family has to offer, you are so ridiculously just wrong in all aspects of media literacy. Like this shit literally stretched, like I'm pretty sure that we could have covered like Oka's arc way better than this. It's so bad. And then not only is the pacing garbage, the whole like, okay, for Minami stuff, I actually cared. The Minami stuff, I got invested in the side characters. I cared about her goals, her sacrifices being made, Arata pulling up, helping the sister out, and then the great pop-off at the end, the emotional expression coming out, the voice acting, amazing. Minami arc, truly peak. Oka arc is like, huh, I want soulmate. I'm gonna go to the mountains. And the entire arc is, I'm gonna be a pick-me girl, and please someone save me. That's it. And in terms of like how realistic it is for a high school girl to act like that, I think it's pretty realistic. I think that it makes a lot of sense why she's behaving like that, but at the same time, it is not engaging, and I don't give a fuck about it. So again, the entire episode's pacing is garbage, and on top of that, the story perspective of Oka is incredibly weak. I don't give a fuck about her. Like, and the most unfortunate thing is I think Oka has one of the best designs as a girl characters too in this anime. It's just like, goddamn, this is your character arc? Getting lost in the mountain and wanting someone to save you, just wandering around. It's like, it's pretty weak, man. Next up, Atelier Meister. This shit's always just mid. This shit's always just mid because of the nature of this show. It's enjoyable mid though. I think it was more enjoyable than Shiunji family. Probably more enjoyable than Boy Girl 2 in the most recent one. Kind of a plot twist with the noble being like a decent person. What else happened? the noble was like a decent person and he wanted to like save his daughter. But then Kurt's misunderstandings makes him think that he's a fucking pedophile because Hildegard's is perma-lollified because of Kurt. Kurt made some immortality elixir using some random berries, bro, and some rainbow leaves in his forest. Anyways, overall pretty much mid, but enjoyable mid. We're almost done with this shit too. Now, let's see. Windbreaker has been struggling always, and I kind of want to talk about Two Perfect Saint too. I think Windbreaker is, again, a perfect example of how people are so delusional when they say, listen, the next arc is gonna be so good, you just have to wait. I've been saying, bro, that the pacing issue with Windbreaker is gonna kill all the momentum in terms of like all the new people that may want to watch this shit, and absolutely people dropped this shit as soon as the end of Kill arc happened and we just fucked around doing like Tsubaki arc like characterization. And I think it's important to get her character out there, but you notice that there's literally no difference in viewership, even though these are the pop-off peak episodes. This is what I'm talking about. People don't magically just come back. As soon as the momentum is dead, people leave and then they watch something else. It is pointless. Do I think? Don't even compare Lazarus, bro. Go watch Windbreaker instead. Lazarus is literally the most pretentious fucking anime that tries to like give off Cowboy Bebop vibes, but the entire episode is random fucking parkour scenes. It has such an interesting plot point, but all it does is try to be fucking pretentious. It has the most shallow lines of delivery. It's all fucking cringe. Go watch it for yourself and you'll realize. The amount of complaints that I see about Lazarus online too is hilarious because I fucking knew that this shit was fraudulent since episode 1. I saw it and I was like, I see the potential, but I feel like you are caring more about trying to be some sort of style, some sort of aesthetic rather than making a good show. It is so pretentious that way. It is basically the narrative that I've been hearing. And the more I think about the first episode, the more I realize I think so too. Anyways, Windbreaker I think is a perfect example of, again, doesn't matter how pop off these episodes are. People won't care if they've already dropped it. I thought that the most recent episode was good or great. Good or great. Cloverworks has been absolutely fucking nailing it, man. The fight scenes, I think definitely... This one was more of like the conclusion, right? The fights are over and we're just kind of talking it out. It's probably good, maybe great. I'll have to recalibrate after I think about it, but the premise was just giving them jobs, right? Gravel, I think they were more compelling than Keel in terms of like antagonist forces. They are not like random ass kids who has a home to go back to, right? They don't have a curfew. They don't have like parents cooking them homemade food. It's just that like Keel, I feel like, was a bunch of fucking random like suburban kids who want to like act like they're gangsters even though they got it good at home. Gravel was like actually from the ashes, from the poverty, and there was a whole nice conclusion, a very realistic one, that with them getting jobs literally put the fries in the bag. Shizuku, the girl, the more I think about it again, her character arc is pretty ass. Like I don't think anyone really cared about like her backstory as much, but again, I never cared about it because all I cared about was how she was used as a plot point for the fights to happen, and the fights were so fucking hyped that I just didn't really care about it. But the more I thought about that one comment again, you know, criticizing Shizuku, I was like, you know what? I never even thought about it because I had no expectations for that character. What else? The guy coming in at the end, the Aura Farmer. Back-to-back arcs where at the very end, this dude named Frank pulls up. His name's not Frank. He got a tattoo called Frank though. I think that there is like... I think that there is some Gojo Satoru Geto Suguru backstory happening based on how Tsubaki said, you again, or like, I can't believe you're back, right? So clearly this new guy is an ex-member of Furin. I think so, right? Anyways, I'll put Windbreaker at good for now because it was just more like yapping and just kind of concluding the arc. Two Perfect Saint, I think, is a phenomenal anime, but it also shows that like people don't care about it when it's just action episode. And I think that the most recent Two Perfect Saint episode, it was good. But I don't watch this for the action. I watched this anime for the drama, and last episode, the drama kind of concluded and it was just all fighting the monsters. And I think that like it is so interesting how people are complaining, like it depends on the identity of the show and who the audience are. People aren't watching Two Perfect Saint for the action sequences. Conversely, Windbreaker, they absolutely are. That's why when Two Perfect Saint has a pop-off episode in terms of action and hype, no one really tunes in because again, everything is based off of the drama and the target audience has different tastes. I think that it was still a solid episode. We're about to wrap up this arc. Julius has been possessed by a demon as predictable. It's so predictable, right? And we'll get one final crash out for content. I'm sure it's gonna be juicy. Now, I think that those are pretty much the most questionable animes in terms of like viewership and just basically the ones that I just covered now are like bottom of the ladder. Now, Unk Tensei low-key is the same case. Let's look at country Unk Tensei. Yeah, this shit's also ass. This is also very bad, right? It's all over the place, right? I think that this anime, the pacing has really killed the momentum. People only show up whenever I say, oh my god, thongs, guys, thongs, thong this, thong that. It has the potential to do well, but sometimes it also just kind of doesn't. I think that the most recent episode was good, though. I thought that it was very entertaining. I think that the use of the CG models and the fight sequences are really good. The choreography is crisp. The expression on the CG models, too, I think is something that should be praised. Usually, CG models, they kind of have like a blank face, but these characters, I feel like they do a really good job. And I love how they are prioritizing their use of CG in their fights and they're proud to show it. Kind of like Tibate, except they just do it better. But solid episode. It was good. What else is really sketch right now? I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. All right. Let's talk about something that was truly peak. Witch Watch. I thought that Witch Watch was actually so peak, bro. This most recent episode was so fucking good because it's like the comedy was hitting. The student council trope, I loved it. It felt like an introduction to like a gym trainers in Pokemon, some sort of like Elite Four. It didn't feel cringe. It didn't feel like, you know, it was boring. I truly enjoyed every single one of them and how tropey they were. They're fully leaning into the comedy aspect of it. Loved it. What else happened? Let's see. Then there was the Nemu stuff. The Nemu stuff is just always a delight. I think she's a fan favorite character. A lot of people love her because of the interactions that she has with Moi, obviously. And it's basically she's too afraid to confront the guy, so she will turn into a cat and then they'll do some sus shit. Last time we're just giving her head pats as she's napping, and this time we're giving her a fucking bath. And then at the end, after she and every time she nonchalantly just gets out. And she's kind of like, oh man, I kind of appreciate the friend group. They're just watching TVs together, aw, right? But then there's some serious stuff happening, right? And I think that a show like this, because of how much there's focus in the slice of life comedy aspect, a serious arc may hit even harder. Because again, when everything is serious all the time, it's kind of hard to take it seriously all the time. You get fatigued from it. But the contrast of a silly, goofy show doing a very serious, heavy arc could hit really hard. And I'm really excited to see how Witch Watch is going to finish this season. Peak episode. Next up, To Be Hero X concluded recently with the Lucky Xian arc, and I would also say it was peak. I think I enjoyed Witch Watch more. I think that Lucky Xian arc is probably my least favorite arc relative to Isol and Nice arc. Doesn't mean it's bad, it just means relatively. It's something that I think a lot of people also just felt kind of not that hyped for. Nothing wrong with it. Not every arc needs to be peak, you know, and you're gonna have preferences for one character or other. I really enjoyed the cult aspect of it, the religion cult aspect. I wanted a little bit more of the zombie apocalypse stuff. I really enjoy zombie shows, zombie games, but obviously that's not the focus. The conclusion was also very happy. Luo didn't die. The PV trolled us. The PV was happening in the middle of this arc, and basically he survived and there's a happy ending to it. So for the first time, no real plot twist at the end other than, I guess, Luo surviving, and it was a happy ending, which was great. We also got to see a little bit more lore about like the tournaments that happened in the past of Queen versus this person who is going to be X in the future, right? This no-name showed up, pulled up, and just like defeated Queen, which is pretty hype, but fantastic episode. We'll see what we're going to do next. We're going to a brand new character arc. Next up, let's see. Tibate? Fuck you. Cry, bro. I don't care. I'm putting this shit peak, bro. I am. I honestly am. There's so many source material readers that's hating on this shit, saying, no, the window should have never been shattered. I thought it was hype. I don't give a fuck. I thought it was stupid hype. The way that the aura farming, the bloodlust, people are actually making arguments of how the fuck does bloodlust make the window shatter? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, I don't care. You think I give a fuck about that in this garbage ass show? All I want is hype. And this show delivered hype with no fucking action. I would say that it is impressive that Tibet was this entertaining without actually animating fucking anything the most recent episode. The window shattering, the the bloodlust aura happening, some Konkrasaki shit, cinema. I loved it. You can cry about it. I don't give a fuck. I loved it as an anime only. You know, fucking source material readers are always gonna complain and cry about it. They can't even objectively see the episode for what it is and acknowledge that it was pretty hype. They're just always gonna be like, oh no, the window should have never fucking shattered. This makes no sense. I don't care, but that shit was fucking dummy hype. The fights, garbage. Got to see him stop time. Didn't make any sense how the legs got twisted. Apparently he did it himself. What else happened? The conversation with the king as well. The conversation with the king as well was extremely hyped in the way that Arthur basically just like countered him and debated him and said, bro, what's the price that you put on your kids? Now, this anime at the very end, I think that no matter what, will be like a 5 point something out of 10, right? There's no fucking way. At the highest, I think I'd rate this 6 at the end of the score. But judging this specific episode and the entertainment that it provided me, truly a peak tier. I enjoyed it so much. And if you don't understand that logic, you are so fucking brain rot retarded. You don't even hear what I'm saying. All you have is a bias because of how bad this anime got done dirty. I've covered this shit over. I understand this shit better than you do. You just get fucking mad because you hate this anime no matter what. I watched this shit objectively as an anime only. I thought this shit was hype. Next up. Vigilante's low-key hype too. It was. I think that the most recent Vigilantes episode was stupid hype. Koichi, like, I thought that we were gonna have a chill episode of trying to fake a girlfriend and having mom try to, like, you know, please mom. But, like, bro, the Koichi was able to pop off his actual powers revealed, right? He's not just a crawler. He's not just a cockroach on the ground. He's a flying cockroach. And then Ingenium, Ingenium gets... Yo, low-key Ingenium mid. His design is cool, but the amount of, like, limitations that he has because he's a fucking engine sucks. Every time he's overheating or running out of fuel, Koichi has a fucking bug on the ground is moving faster than Ingenium, which I think is embarrassing for a pro healer. A pro hero. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy how much Koichi was popping off last episode. The slice of life elements were also really funny. I loved how Knuckle Duster showed up as like a proper adult. Pop Step is still just getting cooked. What's her name? Makoto, right? The college baddie is like low-key getting rizzed by Koichi, who knows? But I loved the episode. It was genuinely peak. Next up. Ninkoro, most recent episode. Probably put it good. Right? After live streaming was kind of funny. And then Satoko... No, maybe... No, I say great. This episode was kind of fucked up. Psychopath. Yeah, literal psychopath stuff. If you didn't pick up on it, like the entire episode is kind of walking through Satoko's mindset. She sees everyone as NPCs. All the faces are the same. Some Lacan shit, but I don't think it's a disease. The way that she is just kind of like trying to use her powers on living things and inanimate objects, like, you know, Marin's building, like without even thinking of should I do it or not. It's like, girl, you are insane. What the fuck are you doing? It was that kind of episode. And on top of that, there was also afterlife, you know, streaming happening, right? All the ninjas that we've killed are trying to like do a revenge stream. It's kind of funny, but I thought it was a great episode. Next up, Apothecary Diaries. Low-key, this shit was peak, was it not? It was, right? I think it was. Mao Mao, the torture chamber, that was really funny. Torture chamber, they thought that they were cooking up Mao Mao. Man, Mao Mao was cooking up a barbecue in there. And then, like, the pacing is kind of crazy right now too with the army pulling up. I know that we already announced that the army's gonna pull up, but they're already almost here. And Lolan is committed to just wrapping everything up. The kids have been poisoned because it's a better outcome than what would happen if the army pulled up. Very dark, very twisted. I wonder how this is gonna conclude. I think that at the end of the day, Lolan and Suirei should be spared, and maybe we can blame everything on Shen Mei. But like, this is coming to a boiling conclusion. I think that the darkness, the shocking darkness nature of Apothecary Diaries that we saw last episode, I think warranted in the peak tier. Next up, Uma Musume, most recent episode was Tamamo Cross aura farming. I always just enjoy Uma Musume so much that I always put this shit at the top. I do. This episode was not even like a pop-off episode. This was like a setup episode, right? We got to see Tamamo Cross popping off. She's aura farming. It's not even her anime. Then the rest of it is summer break vacation, slice of life dates going on with Berono Light. Then kind of gearing up for the next race. It was a really cheap. It was a really chill episode for sure. I feel like the more I think about it, maybe I should bring it down here. But I'm thinking that because it was such a chill episode. But I don't care because this is my entertainment value. And based on how much I enjoy, I'm pretty sure I enjoy this more than these animes. So I'm gonna put it up here. Next up, Yami Healer. I was dying laughing. There is no reason for this anime to be that funny. But it was so funny. It's like, were they trying to be funny? The author was cooking. If the author literally was trying to be funny, then it is like, this guy has a talent. Because this is not a comedy anime, but the ridiculousness of, like, for example, Goldrand's faction, the Goldrand vice director and Madame Milk and his little doghouse, the circus tent, that shit was hilarious. The entitled spoiled little bitch who kept like saying, "Oh, I'm a bird without the wings." So cringe, so corny, but it was hilarious, right? Like, it was so funny to me. I feel like I should put this up here. I think I enjoyed this more than 2B Hero X. I did. I enjoyed that shit more than 2B Hero X. It was so fucking funny, bro. It had no reason to be funny. It was so hilarious. People won't get it because they don't watch animes like this, but this episode, like, it wasn't supposed to be funny. It just came out of fucking nowhere and it popped. There's too many episodes. I gotta recalibrate this tier list. There's too many goddamn fucking animes getting into the peak tier now. There's too many. Let's see. Next up, we have Evil Hero. I think that Evil Hero was just kind of a good episode. I feel like the space battles were cool. Christiana pulling up the Yandere was cool, but I don't watch this for the action. Again, it's similar to 2 Perfect Saint, where I'm not watching this for the action. I'm watching this for the goofy interactions between different characters, the world building, and how the plot progresses, right? In terms of Liam's like domination of the galaxy. It was very, very hype in terms of like, I guess, the fight scenes. I think that with a limit, I don't know if it has a limited budget, but I feel like the space battles were pretty decent. Some people may have greater expectations for it. I thought that what it accomplished was good enough. I don't think it was necessarily peak, but I kind of put it there. I would. Yeah, I'm definitely watching it for tasty. Yeah, the space battle, I don't have a personal, like, I don't really care that much about space battles, Gundams and mechs. That's why, like, I care more about, like, Unk Tensei battles, right? The actual, like, sword on sword, like some Mushoku Tensei style battles, right? But, like, the space battles, they're cool. I can appreciate it. Now, let's recalibrate this. I think there's too many episodes in peak, right? But I genuinely, every single one of these episodes has a reason for being in peak. And I don't think that I need to somehow be like, there's too many in peak, I need to demote it. I think all of these episodes, in terms of what they did and how much it entertained me, deserves its spot there. Does anything deserve to go up on great? Low-key, Windbreaker was kind of cooking with the yapping, bro, and I kind of cared. I'm gonna promote Windbreaker out because the aura farming at the end with Frank was pretty hype. I actually cared about Gravel's conclusion and what they stood for. I was getting a little bit teary-eyed too. I was getting a little bit teary-eyed with how, like, Gravel's backstory and how the cookies, bro. It's the fucking cookies. It's Togame's window. It's Togame's windows and how shattered it was. It's basically that. I think this is a pretty good list. Dookie, I think, is a tier that we should probably get rid of. Very rarely is Dookie ever utilized, but that's pretty much it. So the only anime that's been dropped is Summer Pockets. Summer Pockets has absolutely no reason to be sticking around. I'm tired of fucking taking L's for this show. I'd much rather watch more community series and watch other YouTube videos too. And I think that you guys would agree too. If you actually are so delusional to think that the blue-haired Pokemon girls arc is gonna bring all the audience back, it will never happen. You have never made content in the specific niche of anime reactions. You have no understanding of audience behavior. I've been doing this shit for 4 years now. I know exactly how this shit works out. It will never suddenly bring back the hype. I enjoyed this anime for what it was, but man, it is so disappointing because at the end of the day, remember, it's not just about the views or even the absolute watch time. I'm willing to tank the fucking analytics if there is an audience that is willing to watch this, right? Remember, by first glance, the views should be good enough. But I'm willing to take L's if it means that the people watching this are actually watching it. But if they're not even actually fucking watching it with the limited audience it has, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing here? Garbage ass isekai shows like Atelier Meister or other random mid, rom-com episodes like this gets higher watch time than Summer Pockets. It truly tells me that there is a garbage audience for this. No one actually cares about it. And I will never make content around such a vocal minority that is so disrespectful to the content I'm making. It's a fucking waste of time for everybody involved. This is my final tier list. Hope you understand. Goodbye.